Good afternoon. I'm out in my yard, and as you can clearly see, and I would just like to say, one, that I'm a little bit over the rain because the rain falls plainly on the plains or whatever that thing is. I'm just tired of the ground being squishy, okay? That's all. Can we just get away from the squishiness of the ground? Because I like to just come out and walk around in my yard sometimes without squishing. Is that too much to ask? Also, as you can clearly see, I'm not in jail. All went well with the money situation. My dad may or may not have stretched the truth just a little bit. I got there, Dad was already in the office with him. They were chatting. The guy was on the phone with someone, whatever, the claim office for the money missing, blah, blah, blah. And I walked in and I introduced myself. You know, I said I'm his daughter and I'm also on the account. And the guy, you know, says, nice to meet you or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then my dad says, yeah, she used to work for the fraud unit at the sheriff's office. Did I? I mean, I sort of did when I filled in from 8 to 12 to answer the phones before that lady that kept her panties in the drawer got there. Yeah, I sat at that desk from 8 to 12, which was technically part of forgery and fraud, but I didn't really work in forgery and fraud. But that's fine. He didn't need to know all that. I just shook my head. I was like, yes, that's me. I'm a fraud investigator. Yes. I didn't say that. But anyway, basically they said it takes up to 10 days for the investigation to see if he'll get his money back. Excuse me, to see? Pardon me? I believe the FDIC funds federally, funded, gets you your money back. So, yeah, we're going to get our money back, okay? Because I will have the forgery and fraud unit rain down upon you, okay? Needless to say, after we left, 7 o'clock last night, I log into his account, and the money is pending coming back in. And I said, wowzer, look at that. Your money's back in. And so I sent a picture to my dad and my sister and my brother, because we've all been keeping up with it. And I was like, the money's pending. It'll be in there tomorrow. I mean, it was in there, but it's all money coming in is pending until it crosses over the Rainbow Bridge or whatever. The Rainbow Bridge. Anyway, we got the money back. That's all I wanted to say about it, because I did tell them that I still had a lot of friends in the forgery and fraud unit, and that I would be contacting them. And yeah, we just kind of left it like that. And he looked a little nervous when I left, but we got the money back, so I didn't have to go to jail. I mean, I would. I was telling the girl's mom this morning, I said, don't mess with my daddy, okay? Don't mess with my sister, don't mess with my brothers, and everything will be okay. And this morning I got up and fixed all of his accounts and moved the majority of the money into his savings account and set up the overdraft protection. So if you don't know, you do not want overdraft protection, because if you only keep like $500 in your checking account, but somebody writes a check for $4,000, but you have $5,000 in your savings account, then that overdraft protection will cover the check amount and you'll lose your money. But if you have overdraft protection off, then they can't get that money. So make sure you turn that off, okay? I also signed him up for a higher interest rate savings plan, and I got him all set up this morning, and we're going to auto pay his bill that he normally takes a check to the bank. Isn't it odd that he took a check to the bank to pay his Wells Fargo credit card amount, and then this happened? Isn't it odd that that money just disappeared a mere few days after. And the sheriff's office, I spoke with the major yesterday, and he said because it is an internal thing with the bank, meaning it was all online, and Dad didn't actually sign anything or nobody signed his name, that they don't investigate it anyway. The bank investigators have to do that. So anyway, I want to show you what I found in my dad's attic that I'm going to hang in my yard. I think it's hilarious. I remember when my mom bought it, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here she is. My mother laughed so hard when she found this somewhere. A yard sale, an antique store somewhere. Anyway, she absolutely loved it. And I don't know how it ended up in the attic, but I am going to hang it on my fence. I think I'm just going to start hanging things like the birdhouse and all that on the different posts of my house. But I am going to put it on a screw to hopefully keep it from moving, flying off in some of these high winds we get. So let's go screw, shall we? That was nice, Tracy. I'm probably gonna get attacked by bluebirds over here, but I'm gonna hang it right here, and they're down there. So let's just put you right there. Can y'all just stay right there? And I'm gonna drill a hole first, and then I'm gonna screw. So I'm gonna make it kind of even with the crossbars. It helps if your drill's going the right way to make a hole. Just saying. So let's take that out, and let's put, this is hard to do. Why don't you lay down, Miss Boobie McBooberson? You just lay down on the ground while I do the screwing. I brought the wrong tip, but it'll work. This tip actually goes to a screwdriver, but it'll work, it's fine. Now we're gonna take this and screw it. Okay, now we've screwed. Now let's take Boobie McBooberson, and we're gonna just hang her. She's like the flagship. Might need to be screwed in a wee tad more. I'm using y'all as my eyes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna screw it in a little more. Just a wee tad, if I can. Okay, you go down there. Come on, Boobie. Hopefully she won't fly off. Isn't she cute? I put her down kind of low so she would have those cross beams, whatever, behind her little broken wings. She's the big booby angel. The angel of the big booby people. I don't know. Stop talking about boobies. Just in case you're wondering, these are my blueberries. Because blueberries are our friends. They're absolutely, look at that sky. You think it's going to rain again? Ugh. There's all my blueberries. And then that is mint with a bunch of, I think those, I don't know what those sticks are from. They're probably last year's blueberry sticks. But anyway, I got to clean that up too. But all that's peppermint with my blueberry. And I don't know if you know this, but you have to get 2 or 3 blueberry plants so that they can mate. Some plants you have to have 2 of so that, I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. I'll look it up. Hold on. Okay, so it said wild blueberries can self-pollinate. They will have a higher yield if you have 2 so they can cross-pollinate, and it's good to have 2 of different varieties. And I have 3 bushes right there. So are they different varieties? I have no idea, but they do produce a lot of blueberries. And when I only had 1 blueberry bush, it just didn't produce a lot. So there's your answer, cross-pollination. Yeah, the more you know. Do, 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 do. You know, that, remember that from the 80s? Was it the 80s? The More You Know commercial? Anyway, hanging 2 of these. Like, you know, I thought it was going to be easy. you come out here, you screw a couple of holes, you screw a couple of screws, and you hang the brackets, and then you can hang your tools on them. Got them on Amazon. Yeah, easy peasy mac and cheesy. Except, either I don't have the strength to push the screw all the way in. I already drilled the hole, but the screw will only go so far. So anyway, I switched to a nail. Well, first I pulled the drill bit off to put the screw tip bit, whatever, on, and then I dropped the drill bit in between there. So then I had to use my hammer to lift that out so my drill bit would fall, and then it fell down behind that thing, and I had to dig around and find it. And then when I was hammering, I was laughing and telling my mother, if you're watching me, just stop laughing, because she always laughed at me because of my hammering, lack of ability in hammering. Because, I mean, like, yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad because apparently, I don't know, I go to hit, and when I'm trying to hit here, I hit over here and I hit over here, and I think I'm going to hit my hand, and there's just a whole lot of fear involved in hitting my hand. So I just hit everything but the nail. But I did drill the hole for the nail, a tiny little hole just to help, and that made it better. But yeah, I was telling Mom, if you're watching me, stop laughing, okay? Just stop laughing, because it's hot out here and I'm getting sweaty, and all I was trying to do was screw, okay? Screw some holes, screw some nails, screw some screws. Anyway, but I got those two hung, so now I got to find more nails with the fat head. You got to have a fat head to hold those on, okay? You can't just use any old nail. It's got to have a fat head that fits over the hole. Right? Right. Well, anyway, I'm over here getting the stare down from Judgy McJudgerson. I don't think it's about Boobie McBooberson, but I don't know what I did, but I just looked over there and she was giving me the death stare, so I don't know what I've done. I don't know, but I'm sitting down and resting for a few minutes, and yeah. Oh, what's in my pocket? I've got something in my pocket. I'll work on the rest of, what if it's like a rock in my pocket? I've got a rock in my pocket. How did a rock get in my pocket? I will never know. But anyway, I'll continue working on those. But I just thought that would be nice to hang those little brackets so I could hang all my little yardly tools from the side, because, you know, I don't have a storage building, because apparently you have to have money to do stuff. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a great day. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. We hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Toodles.